This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. May the 30th. Let's get right to the forecast now. Good morning, John Sculson.
Ticking closer to it. Next month, just around the corner, huh?
That's true. Thursday.
That's right. And the beginning of hurricane season, I might add.
Thursday.
That's right. And at 7 o'clock that night, we have our special hurricane, 1 hour long hurricane special. Actually, you can call in, ask questions. It's going to be very informative. Encourage you to watch it. Nothing like that around here today, though. Very quiet conditions prevail. We have one lone shower on radar. It's kind of in the process of falling apart. Won't last long. Won't produce much in the way of rainfall. But it is just an indication that the atmosphere is slowly evolving into a more unstable atmosphere that will be a little bit more conducive to producing a few scattered showers. Right now, some cloud cover moving across the region from showers and thunderstorms back to the west. Those really don't pose too much of a problem for us. We'll put in about a 20% chance of rainfall in inland areas mostly today. Otherwise, coastal areas stay dry once again with daytime highs up near 90. It'll be another scorcher this afternoon with those feels like temperatures kind of cranking by afternoon. Talk all about it in a minute.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. So far, so good. That'll change shortly, though, I'm sure, in Manatee County. No slowdowns at this hour of the day. Farther south into Sarasota, a little bit of a congestion there as you head south on Siesta Key.
People are still celebrating Memorial Day.
So random and nothing to report in South County at 5:02 on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this morning, a burglary in Bradenton, all caught on tape.
That video led to the arrest of the alleged thief. Our Rick Adams has the story.
Well, I'm here in the 300 block of 30th Avenue East in Bradenton, where at least one of the homes here was burglarized. It's a burglary that was all caught on videotape. It's good news for the homeowner, not so good news for the thief. This is home security video from the home of Amanda Geyser and her boyfriend Dustin Hartman. It shows a thief stealing a chainsaw right from their front porch late Saturday night and then taking off in a getaway car down 30th Avenue East. About 45 minutes later and about 5 minutes after authorities left the property, the same thief was back, this time running off with a bike.
For this guy just to come one day and just snatch my chainsaw and then come right back and take my bike, he was on a mission. So, I mean, for this to happen in my neighborhood, it's not just upsetting, it's just disrespectful.
The trick bike that was stolen has a lot of sentimental value for Hartman. It was a gift from his father, who had passed away. Hartman's 9-year-old stepson, Wyatt, witnessed everything on the security camera as it was happening.
I was like freaked out. I went to the room. I said, "Mom, I am freaking out right now. Somebody just stole a chainsaw."
It turns out that somebody is a 17-year-old boy who was later arrested by sheriff deputies. Hartman says the home security video helped lead to the arrest. The chainsaw is still missing. The bike has been returned, but not in one piece.
He had took the whole brake system off. He had taken the whole handlebars and forks apart and then tried to put them back together, and it just didn't work.
And we're being told the 17-year-old was released to his parents. Authorities are continuing with their investigation. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And police are still looking for that missing chainsaw this morning.
One woman is dead and another is seriously hurt after a head-on collision in Manatee County. Troopers say a Tampa woman was heading east on State Road 70 behind a pickup truck. Troopers say she didn't notice that the truck was slowing down in front of her and swerved to avoid a crash. She then crossed into oncoming traffic and hit Laura Justice's SUV head-on. That 49-year-old woman from Arcadia died on scene. The other driver was flown to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with critical injuries, and troopers cited her for improper passing.
Dry conditions to blame for the spread of a brush fire also in Manatee County yesterday. The fire began after power lines fell to the ground around 33rd Street in Palmetto. That sparked a nearby 4-acre fire. Some residents voluntarily evacuated due to the smoke. Power was shut down in the area so crews could replace a transformer and the pole that caught fire as well. And developing overnight, Alligator Alley is back open now after being shut down for several hours last night due to a wildfire. The closure was reported about 5 o'clock. Eastbound traffic was diverted off the interstate east of Naples. Traffic headed westbound directed onto US 27. The highway was reopened just before 9 o'clock last night. Troopers stayed on the scene assessing the conditions throughout the night before clearing the roadway this morning.
Local veterans took the time yesterday to remember some of their fallen comrades on Memorial Day. Retired Navy Captain Robert O'Neill is a Pearl Harbor survivor. He was fresh out of boot camp, serving on the Navy base when the Japanese attacked in 1941. For 30 straight hours, he helped recover casualties and pull survivors from the waters. O'Neill lives with those memories of that day 75 years later, giving him perspective on the true meaning of Memorial Day. He shared his story with us to remind others about the significance of the holiday.
It's a day to remember the men and women that gave their lives to bring us what we have today, what we can do today. And if they remember that, that's all that matters.
O'Neill says living through Pearl Harbor taught him how precious life is after seeing how quickly it could be taken. MTV is filming a new reality TV show on Siesta Key, and it's easy to understand why.
Not everyone likes the attention that show on MTV could bring to Siesta Key. Our Kate Flexter has both sides.
Siesta Key, known for white sand beaches, small town living, and soon an MTV reality show. It's news that has this tiny coastal village talking.
All in all, right now, the talk of the town is everybody's a little nervous.
Nervous, says Siesta Key resident and property owner Michael Holderness, because they're not really sure what the show is about. And so far, MTV is being pretty tight-lipped about it. A profile of MTV's network chief gives a hint, though, describing the show as, quote, in the vein of The Hills, about a group of kids in an elite Florida enclave who return home for the summer after spending their freshman year in college. As a local business owner, Holderness says it could offer a great chance to show off the barrier island and attract a younger demographic during the slow season. His only concern, accurately representing Siesta Key.
We're like a laid-back family community, beach community, and they just don't want to be portrayed as like a Daytona Beach, kind of party capital.
Vice President of the Siesta Key Association, Catherine Luckner, says she's gotten all types of calls since word of the series spread. Several concerned the show might fall in line with past MTV series.
They felt they were rowdy people doing things, lots of drugs, mayhem, problems, violence. Those aren't the things that we have here, and we'd like to make sure it stays the way it is.
But Luckner feels confident this show will be different.
It's not a spring break series. It is about real people doing the things that they would normally do coming home.
The crew filmed the pilot episode more than a year ago. And yet even Tom Kuvatsos, who owns the Village Cafe right in the heart of the Key, says he never saw a film crew.
Nothing at all. I'm kind of shocked if they're done or near done filming because I haven't seen or heard anything.
But he also hasn't seen or heard anything about the show's plot and says it really could go two ways.
What's the TV show going to sell? Is it going to sell if it's a nice, quiet, quaint, 20-somethings being together, or wild, crazy 20-somethings doing crazy things?
Those two options are the crux of the matter. A spring break destination or a quiet, quaint beach town. Holderness hopes it's the latter.
The spotlight's on them, so I hope they just kind of represent Siesta what they are, show the quality, the values, what this community is all about. Really kind of let us be proud of you. I mean, they have a chance here to do something really cool, and I hope they do.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Quiet and quaint might not sell on MTV, though. The show premieres on July 19th.
Well, it's not exactly what you want to see when you're about to jump into your pool. Take a look. An 8-foot alligator already taking a dip in the family swimming pool at a home in Venice over the weekend. Deputy Lori Clark from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office sharing this video. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission responded and called a trapper who relocated the gator to a more appropriate swimming hole for the Memorial Day weekend.
Hurricane season begins on Thursday, so this weekend you can buy hurricane supplies tax-free across the state. That runs from Thursday to Sunday. You can get a break on items like radios and first aid kits and batteries and generators that are less than $750. And don't forget Thursday evening, our annual hurricane special. Our weather team will go over evacuation zones and routes and shelter information, supply kits, and so much more. You can also call us during the show to answer your storm-related questions. That's this Thursday, June 1st, 7 p.m. on ABC 7, and John Scalzi has been working on this for weeks. We can't wait to watch your work.
Well, it's going to be fun, I think, and it's going to be very informative, I think, for everybody who wants to call in. That's kind of the unique aspect of this show that other hurricane specials perhaps don't have, is that people can get their individual questions answered. Right. Fit their individual needs. Kind of a cool thing.
Great, interactive.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking forward to it. We have some changing weather coming up as we progress through the week. Today might not be all that different, but slightly. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, thanks, John. Well, still ahead, Linda Carson shows us how a local program is bringing honeybees and adults with disabilities together.
And later in the hour, a fisherman gets a surprise of his life when a shark jumps in his boat. We'll show you what happened at 5:34.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Repeat up again. Give me one chance, I'm gonna make it, baby. Give me my chance, this is my chance, I'm gonna take it.
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So current air temperature comes in at 76 degrees. We have a dew point value at 73. Calm winds currently. Winds are relaxed, but they will turn a little bit more to the southeast as we head into the later half of the afternoon. That's the beginning of a change that will eventually take us toward a little bit better rainfall coverage by the end of the work week. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there. Other than that, things are pretty quiet. We did have one lone shower kind of moving through interior sections of Manatee County and Hardy, and that's now lifting northward up toward Hillsborough County. 75 degrees in Bradenton, 75 at Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota 76, 77 in Venice, Inglewood, Northport coming in at 77, Punta Gorda 73. Inland temperatures maybe just a degree or two cooler. 75 degrees in Mayaca, 76 in Arcadia, and 76 in Wauchula. So across the region, there's our one little shower lifting northward now, exiting our region. Didn't really produce much in the way of rainfall, but one popped up, so it was nice to see that. I think inland is exactly where we'll see the showers form again this afternoon. This one created by a little bit of land breeze and generally speaking, northwesterly wind flow, all of them kind of lining up together. We have some showers back to the west as well. These showers all part of a low pressure area and frontal boundary that's kind of stalled out and meandering on up the mid-Atlantic coast. That's really not going to go anywhere. And then we have some showers further to the north, and those are all caused by another frontal boundary sinking southward. Eventually, all of those systems will kind of team up together, sink a little bit further to the south, and kind of help to destabilize our atmosphere just a little bit. But until then, it's going to be a very slow go. A lot of this stuff that you see here today in the deep south will be sticking around for several more days. The frontal boundaries themselves, one of them stalled out, the other one very slowly sinking southward. High pressure north of that. Eventually, I think we'll start to see the whole system sag into the northern part of the state of Florida as it washes out. It's not going to, absolutely not going to bring us any colder air, but it will help to chip away at that high pressure ridge, push it back a little further toward the east, and direct our winds more out of a southerly direction. All of that kind of adding together to help destabilize the atmosphere, make it a little easier to build showers and thunderstorms, particularly in inland areas. Then we'll watch sea breezes collapse and those showers move back toward the coast. That'll occur probably by Thursday. We'll start to see that pattern begin to establish. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it'll be with us right straight through the weekend, which is good. That'll bring down our temperatures just a little bit. It'll bring the much needed rainfall around and kind of seem like a little bit of the beginning of our rainy season, actually. Sunny and warm today. An isolated inland shower mostly, not a whole lot near the coast. And then we'll watch our winds begin to turn more to the southeast this afternoon, late afternoon, or maybe even overnight tonight. So northeast this morning, turning north at about 10, eventually to the east overnight, and then 2-foot seas with just a light chop on bay and inland waters. Water temperature now at 83. Forecast tides, we have a 10:05 low tide, a high tide at 3:53, and then another low tide at 12:49. Forecast for beach and boating is pretty much like yesterday. We'll have a daytime high near the beaches at about 87 and a very sunny day with a UV index high at about an 11. And the 7-day forecast calls for some very pleasant conditions with increasing rain chances toward the end of the week, slightly lower temperatures, and a little bit better coverage of rain as well for both inland and coastal regions as well. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look at traffic this morning. Looks like a little bit of increase in traffic on State Road 70 as you're heading towards I-75. Other than that, not a whole lot going on in Manatee County as we head south into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet, a little bit of slowdown there over towards Siesta Key and the Stickney Point Bridge. Other than that, I-75 looking clear as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area across the Suncoast on your Tuesday morning.
All right, 5:18 now. The Suncoast is abuzz with bees.
And now one program is making sure these honeybees and the adults with disabilities working with them both excel. ABC 7's Linda Carson has a story in the latest installment of A Place We Call Home.
The Suncoast is a great place to call home for honeybees. They make an awesome honey here. And here at Sarasota Honey Company, they have 150 hives all around downtown Sarasota, and they're expecting to have about 400 hives by fall.
We find by keeping them in the city and urban areas, they're safer and better protected and healthier than being out in the country where they're exposed to monoculture, a whole bunch of one crop, or big ag as some call it, and all the chemicals and pesticides associated with it.
And through their program called Host a Hive, they place honeybees all around the Suncoast.
The Jungle Garden neighborhood has 50 colonies alone. We're populating Siesta Key. A lot of the bees, we've moved them closer to the bayfront because we're about to have all of our beach honey come soon.
When Alma lost her grant to work with young people with special needs, she started working in her garden to relieve the stress and became fascinated by honeybees.
I said to my husband, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And he says, what do you love? And I said, I love my young adults with special needs and I love my bees. And he says, well, then why don't we marry them? And so we married them, and that's how Sarasota Honey Company came to be.
And at the Sarasota Honey Company, she provides training for young adults with disabilities.
We provide life skill classes, employability skills, transition skills.
Skills they learn as they work with the honeybees.
Some of them feel like they're lion tamers because they're able to go into a hive and manage the bees themselves. We also send our young adults, 1 to 2 young adults a year, to the University of Florida Bee College.
Okay, let's give it a try. I suited up, and after a few puffs of smoke, Alma introduced me to her bees.
This right here is brown. You see all this brown?
Yeah.
Those are baby bees that are about to come soon.
And we met the queen.
Oh, there she is. There she is. Right here. See her?
The Suncoast is a great place for beekeeping.
Sarasota County, as well as Manatee County, has taken more awards for best tasting honey, not just us, but other beekeepers, hobbyists as well, for best tasting honey in the state of Florida.
Honey and honey products are for sale in the Sarasota Honey Company shop on 11th Street and boutiques around town.
Here at the Sarasota Honey Company, they believe they get awesome honey from their hives because of the individual loving care they give their honeybees. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Linda's just the cutest when she always puts all these different outfits on.
She's the best. But that woman, as she said, married her 2 passions through the bees and helping young adults. And way to go. What a great story.
It really is. And also, if you buy local honey, it helps with allergies, too. I know we talk about allergy season coming up sometime soon.
That's true.
So.
Local honey is key.
Yes.
Local. That's right. All right.
All right. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, what reports are saying about the upcoming Samsung Note 8 and its size.
And next half hour, the latest in the arrest of Tiger Woods.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right? Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy. I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Welcome back. 524, sunny and hot on the menu on this Tuesday.
Well, Samsung is expected to unveil its new Galaxy Note 8 later this year.
And it could be the company's largest phone to date. Here's our Tech Bites report.
In today's Tech Bites, Samsung is going even bigger.
Reports say the screen for the upcoming Note 8 smartphone will be massive, 6.3 inches, nearly a full inch more than the iPhone 7 Plus at 5.5 inches.
And get this, that's just an inch and a half smaller than the iPad mini. Zillow is offering a $1 million Zillow Prize, as it's called, to data scientists.
The real estate site wants help making its Zestimate home valuation tool more accurate. The company says the algorithm is already within 5% of actual selling prices, but that it could be even more accurate.
So doctors are saying smartphone thumb is affecting more and more smartphone users. It's caused by the force and the repetitive motion of typing on the screen.
Researchers say you can prevent it by using other fingers or your phone's voice feature.
So basically use your other fingers for
or
other things.
Just talk in person. Those are your Tech Bites.
Bites. Brought to you by Nutro Natural Choice.
Nutro, all the energy dogs need and nothing they don't. Nutro, feed clean.
When you have something you love, you want to protect it. At LegalZoom, our network of attorneys can help you every step of the way with an estate plan including wills or a living trust that grows along with you and your family. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
If you use denture paste instead of Seabond seals, your dentures may not hold as strong all day. Only Seabond has gradual release technology, so it holds 75% stronger all day versus the leading paste without the ooze. Seabond, stronger hold all day.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jaffe Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve.
Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, chaos erupts in Texas after protests inside the Capitol led to tense moments and even threats.
Plus, former dictator Manuel Noriega has passed away. We'll tell you how Panama is reacting this morning.
And the latest in the fatal parachuting accident that left one Navy SEAL dead in New Jersey. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, rise and shine. Back to work on this Tuesday, day after the holiday, May the 30th. Pretty shot of downtown Sarasota as we look south on Lemon. Good morning, 5:30 now. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with meteorologist John Sculte over in the Weather Center. Hey, John.
Hey, important question. Are the sales still on?
Well,
I don't know.
We can tell you hurricane sales start on Friday.
Yeah, they do. In fact, the hurricane season, of course, going to be gearing up here pretty soon with our hurricane special coming up on the 1st at 7 o'clock at night. An hour-long special. You can phone in and ask questions. Good stuff. Otherwise, we're looking at a day today that's going to be very similar to what we saw yesterday, only maybe a few more showers around in inland areas mostly, not so much near the coast. Near the coast, you're going to experience pretty much the same weather. Right now, looking across the state, there's just not a whole lot of action going on. We had one lone shower that moved from interior sections of Manatee and Hardy counties, now lifting north into areas outside of our viewing area. We have a little bit of cloud cover around. The cloud cover is caused by an area of disturbed weather back to the west, which really isn't going to impact our weather all that much. It's pretty much going to stay north of us and back to the west of us. But the cloud cover might be around from time to time today. High, thin clouds for the most part. And then during the afternoon in inland areas, building lower level clouds producing a spot or two of rain showers. Daytime high tops out near 90. Complete forecast in just a few.
Thank you, John. A couple of delays right now in northern Manatee County already this morning. First off, there is one northbound on 41 and also coming toward Bradenton on 301. Farther south in Sarasota County, we see a little bit of a congestion spot northbound 301 around Newtown. Also Bee Ridge heading toward the interstate, some congestion there. And then farther south, not too much to speak of. Just 41 northbound around War Mineral Springs, 5:32 on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, proceedings at the Texas state capitol turned into a heated argument on Monday.
Yeah, it began with protests inside the Capitol between lawmakers. Reed Binion has the story.
Yeah, I mean, the guy made a comment, a very stupid comment. He's a racist. He's a bad person.
Democratic Texas State Representative Alfonso Navarez commenting on the tense moments that played out on the House floor at the state capitol Monday.
We're not going to allow people like that to get away with saying comments like that because they think nothing's going to happen to them.
Navarez referring to Republican Representative Matt Rinaldi, who claimed that he called Immigration and Customs Enforcement on protesters that he suspected were undocumented, a call that ICE says its local officers never received. The dust-up on the House floor happened after throngs of demonstrators crowded into the Capitol, speaking out against the state's new ban on sanctuary cities. Rinaldi says when he told Democratic colleagues about his call to ICE, he was threatened by Navarez and assaulted by Representative Ramon Romero. Rinaldi says he replied by saying he would shoot in self-defense if necessary. Navarez on Twitter called Rinaldi a liar. Romero denied the assault allegation, and other Democrats called out Rinaldi's actions.
It's a scary time in Texas, and we got to make sure that we hold politicians accountable who say these hateful things.
The chaotic final day of the legislature's regular season may not be the last day of work for lawmakers after all. Governor Greg Abbott saying he may call them back to work to clear up unfinished business.
I'll be making an announcement later this week about special session.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Well, some critics of that new law in Texas say it's reminiscent of a 2010 Arizona show your papers measure that allowed police to inquire about a person's immigration status during traffic stops.
New this morning, former Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega has died. His death was announced by the current president of Panama, Juan Carlos Varela, on Twitter. He had undergone surgery in a Panama City hospital in March to remove a benign brain tumor. He was then placed in a medically induced coma after suffering severe brain hemorrhaging during the surgery. He ruled the Central American nation from 1983 until he was removed from power by the U.S. military in 1989. He spent nearly 2 decades in a U.S. prison for drug trafficking and money laundering. After more jail time in France, he also returned to Panama in 2011 and was 83 years old when he passed.
We are learning more now about that Navy SEAL who passed away during a parachute demonstration in New Jersey over the weekend. Special warfare operator First Class Remington Peters died of injuries sustained during an airborne demonstration. He was part of the team called the Leapfrogs that was conducting a coordinated jump onto Liberty State Park. The Navy said his parachute failed to open properly. The 27-year-old was a veteran of 2 combat tours and had performed more than 900 jumps.
New details this morning in a deadly train stabbing in Portland, Oregon. Portland's mayor is now calling for permits to be revoked and the cancellation of alt-right events scheduled for next month. In a statement, Mayor Ted Wheeler says the city is in mourning and the community is angry, and those events will only intensify an already difficult situation. It comes after 3 people were stabbed, 2 dying while trying to help a Muslim woman and her friend. Destiny Mangum was sitting with a Muslim friend when police say Jeremy Christian began hurling insults at the women, telling them to get out of his country. The 3 men tried to calm him down when he attacked.
I just want to say thank you to the people who put their life on the line for me because they didn't even know me. They lost their lives because of me and my friend and the way we looked.
Christian is expected to make his first appearance in court this morning.
A Suncoast resident and former prisoner of war in North Korea says the increasing spotlight on that region stirs up some painful memories for him. Rick Rogala served on the USS Pueblo, which was captured by North Korea in 1968 while trying to gather intelligence during the Vietnam War. The crew was held and tortured for 11 months. The ship is still held by North Korea to this day. Recently, North Korea has made headlines for its long-range missile testing. Well, Regala says he likes President Trump's tone on North Korea so far.
People might not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, from my perspective, that he's doing a real good job, because he's standing up to a country that think nobody could touch them.
Meantime, the U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis said that a conflict in North Korea would be a, quote, catastrophe. New criminal investigations are underway into possible opioid and other drug thefts by employees at Veterans Affairs hospitals. The VA Inspector General's office has opened 36 new cases in the past 8 months alone, bringing the total now to 108 opioid investigations. The agency has more than 160 medical centers and 1,000 clinics. All right, 5:37 right now. Tiger Woods is back in the news, and for all the wrong reasons. He was arrested in Jupiter for suspected DUI.
Now, this is the latest setback for the golfing great, whose career has been in rapid decline due to injuries, inconsistencies, and high-profile scandals surrounding his divorce. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details on his arrest.
The mugshot showing the golfing great like we've never seen him before. Just after 3 a.m., police pulling Tiger Woods over near his Jupiter, Florida mansion. In his booking report, charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Woods booked by the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office at 7:18 after a sobering night in jail, released by 10:50 a.m. Late tonight, Woods releasing a statement saying in part, "I understand the severity of what I did and take full responsibility. I want the public to know that alcohol was not involved. What happened was a reaction to prescribed medications. I didn't realize the mix of medications had affected me so strongly." The golfer in a free fall. Since his first mishap behind the wheel, the crash in 2009, suspected of driving under the influence that led to revelations of numerous affairs and the breakup of his marriage.
At age 41, unexpected, and really could derail any chances he has to come back.
Recent years marred by crippling back and knee injuries. He's played only once this season. Just last month, after his most recent surgery, Woods saying he felt no pain. But the man who was the world's #1 ranked golfer for 5 years, tonight sits at number 876 with criminal charges hanging over his head.
In a statement released last night, Woods also says he'll do everything in his power to ensure this does not happen again.
In California, a fun day at the water park took a turn for the worse when a boy flew off the water slide. The 10-year-old launched down an 80-degree drop and slipped over the edge, causing him to skid onto the concrete. Here he goes. Look at that. Ow. It happened at the Emerald Plunge ride at the Northern California park there. The boy was able to walk away with a few scrapes and bruises.
Our thoughts are with the family that had this experience, and we don't certainly want to have that repeated, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
The 3-story slide was shut down immediately and is still closed today as the ride's contractor and manufacturer investigate how that could have happened in the first place. And a 73-year-old Australian fisherman has quite a tale to tell. A 9-foot-long great white shark jumped into his boat, knocking him off his feet. Terry Selwood says the shark's fin hit him as it landed on the deck of the powerboat, which left him with some bad bruises on his arm. but he was able to get on the bow of the boat and radio the Coast Guard, which sent a rescue boat, and they all then took pictures. Looks like the shark didn't fare very well in that one.
It's like the life of Pi there, right?
So surprise.
Yeah. We got some showers coming our way, perhaps, in inland areas today, and maybe for everyone as we head into the second half of the work week. We'll talk about that.
All right. Well, still ahead, the temperatures are heating up across the Sunshine State, and it's only going to get hotter.
We'll tell you how to avoid heat exhaustion and even heat stroke during this steamy season in Health Smart.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
I'm Alan Cohn. Why are fewer African Americans voting? Did it sway last year's presidential election? And what can be done to increase participation?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature coming in at 76 degrees right now with a dew point of 73. Calm winds currently, but the combination of that temperature and that dew point make it feel kind of thick and humid outside. We also have a little bit of fair weather cloudiness, particularly in inland areas where we've had a shower, one lone shower that developed and is now lifted northward out of the area, but nevertheless an indication that the atmosphere is slightly better prepared to produce a shower. 76 degrees Wauchula, Arcadia at 76, 76 Myakka, Parrish and Bradenton coming in at 75 and 6 respectively, 76 at Lakewood Ranch. Northport comes in at 77. We have the same temperature in Inglewood and in Venice. Longboat Key a little bit warmer coming in at 78, and as I said, Sarasota 76. Across the region, there's our one shower lifting northward. Otherwise, everything very quiet across our area. Don't expect to see too much more in the way of rainfall during these morning hours. But by afternoon, I think it is certainly possible that we could see 1 or 2 showers building in inland areas this afternoon as we develop somewhat of a sea breeze and our winds shift a little bit more easterly. With an easterly wind flow and a sea breeze building, you get that collision of winds, which is instrumental in giving us our summertime-like showers. And I think we'll develop that again today. Otherwise, everything across the area is pretty quiet. We do have some showers back to the west, stretching from about the Atlanta airport down toward Louisiana Delta region. Nothing here terribly heavy, and we don't expect to see too much in the way of any kind of motion with these storms. They're pretty much going to stay on this line that takes them right up toward the mid-Atlantic. It's a stalled frontal boundary, and really for the next 3 days or so, it's not going to move too much more than where it is right now, and that'll be a focal point for the showers. High pressure for us is also our dominant driver, really right straight through the end of the work week. However, its position will change just a little bit, and as the position of the high changes, we start to see a little bit of a shift in our wind pattern, which is going to be very important in bringing us a little bit better rain chances as we head into the end of the week. Also, a trough of low pressure located to the north will try to sink south just a little bit, and the combination of all of these systems together will help chip away at the strength of this high and allow for a little bit more instability in our atmosphere. As that happens, probably by Thursday into Friday, we'll start to see our rain chances bump up just a little bit. Southeast wind will, generally speaking, help to push those showers back toward the coast as our sea breeze collapses in the later half of the afternoon and evening, and that will allow a little bit of a rain chance for everybody. So hopefully that all plays out and we get our little bit of rainfall coming our way toward the end of the week. Sunny and warm today, though. Maybe an inland shower, that's about it. Not everybody is going to get the rainfall today, certainly. And then those winds will turn a little bit more to the southeast, and we'll watch that occur as the beginnings of our transition start to happen. Northeast wind at about 10 knots this evening, the same. We'll watch for light chop with 2-foot seas and a couple of tides to talk about. We have a 10:05 low tide, high tide at 3:53, and another low tide at 12:49. Beach and boating forecast calls for a daytime high of about 87 right at the beaches. Sunny, UV index high about at 11. Again, 10 minutes or less before an SPF 50 or better sunscreen is required. Over the course of the next several days, we'll watch our rain chances go up by Friday, about 50% or so, and those showers building inland will gradually drift back toward the coast. Daytime highs will also be kept down just a little bit by that afternoon shower activity. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning, pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. Not a whole lot of slowdowns going on. Nothing to really report as we head into Sarasota County. A little bit of congestion on Bee Ridge Road and Fruitville Road and Clark Road, seeing some congestion as well. I-75 looking clear, as well as 41 as you head south into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. No accidents across the Suncoast at 5:48 on your Tuesday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, Memorial Day typically kicks off the summer across the country.
And with the heat comes ticks, which might be worse this year. Kim Hutcherson has the story.
Researchers fear ticks could become a greater problem this summer due to the unusually warm winter in much of the United States. The bacteria, viruses, and parasites they carry can pass along a host of health problems, including Lyme disease. Here's what to know to keep yourself protected. Ticks can be found in various places, including backyards, under leaves, and on ground cover. Generally, doctors say the bites cannot be felt, but after a day or two, one might sense a mild itching. Common symptoms from a tick-borne sickness include fever, chills, body aches, and loss of appetite. Lyme disease is known for causing a bullseye rash similar to the one seen here. If left untreated, the illness can spread to joints, the heart, and the nervous system. If you're bitten by a tick, the first thing to do is remove it if it's still there. The CDC recommends using fine-tipped tweezers to remove it. Then clean the area with alcohol, then soap and water. Medical experts say there's no need to visit a doctor immediately, only if symptoms appear days or even several weeks later. If you do go to a physician, save the tick if possible to help them identify what they're dealing with. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Another heat side effect is the possibility of heat exhaustion, or even worse, heat stroke. Doctors at Sarasota Memorial Hospital's Urgent Care Center say they see at least one patient per day with heat exhaustion symptoms. That includes fatigue, extreme thirst, muscle cramps. You should seek medical attention if your temperature is above 104, or if kids or older adults begin to feel sick after a few hours outside. These signs of heat exhaustion may turn into heat stroke, which can be deadly.
Heat exhaustion, we can treat very effectively in an urgent care setting. Heat stroke, we need to be treated in an emergency room.
Healthy patients can be treated for heat exhaustion at home by staying cool inside and drinking fluids. Doctors recommend preventing these symptoms by staying in the shade and drinking plenty of water when outdoors. I can recall 25 years ago when I first moved to Florida, I went for a jog at noon one day in the summer.
Oh my gosh.
Afterwards, I thought I had the flu.
Yeah.
It came on like a real sickness.
I can imagine.
That was heat exhaustion.
Exactly. I mean, I was just sitting here thinking, oh, I want to go for a run today outside, but I better drink some water before I do that. Lots of people going out to the beaches, so you want to make sure you have some of that water handy, just in case. Better to prevent it than treat it.
Oh, sure is. 5:51 right now. Coming up, a jet designed and owned by Elvis is sold at auction.
You won't believe how much this old jet ended up being bought for. We'll have that story when we come back.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Here's a shot of downtown. There's a flashing lights there just before you get to Fruitville. That's, I think, 4th and Lemon right there. And then there's the bus station all lit up there like a Christmas tree. And the back left is the State Street parking garage. Real happening place these days. New restaurant opened up on State Street. That's the new place to be.
Oh, interesting.
5:55 on your Tuesday morning.
Well, let's take a look at some of the top local stories we're following for you here on the Suncoast today.
Voluntary evacuations are over after a power pole sparked a 4-acre brush fire in Palmetto last night. Power was shut down in the area so crews could replace a transformer that had caught fire.
A burglary in Bradenton over the weekend was all caught on tape, and that video led to the arrest of the alleged thief. It shows a 17-year-old boy stealing a chainsaw right from their front porch late Saturday night and then taking off in a getaway car. The chainsaw is still missing and the bike has been returned, but not in one piece.
And MTV will film a new reality show on Siesta Key, and not everybody is happy about this. The program debuts on July the 19th.
Finally this hour, a follow-up on a story we first told you about, but we're going to take a look at traffic first. It looks like we are actually going to go back to the story as well. That story we told you about last week. A private jet once owned by Elvis Presley has a new owner after being sold for $430,000 at a California auction. The 1962 Lockheed Jetstar has sat on a runway in Roswell, New Mexico for almost 35 years and has no engines and is unrestored cockpit. It has gold tone hardware, red velvet seats, a red carpet. Sounds like it is very lavish. So sounds interesting.
$500,000, John, for a plane that won't fly.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't see how they'll ever make any money off it.
Yeah. Never. It must be a huge Elvis fan, that's all.
I think that's about it. I can't imagine it. A lot of kids have never even heard an Elvis song.
That's true, too. Yeah. We'll
see.
We'll update John's forecast. More local news in just a few minutes. Stay with us.